She provides easy home DIY renovation tutorials for beginners and intermediates, from decorating through to woodworking. She inspires people to become their own creative interior designer. It's YouTube's The Carpenter's daughter, Vikkie Lee. Thank you for joining us here today, Vikkie, on Evolution Power Tools TV. You've seen some amazing success on your YouTube channel, but I have got to ask you, what inspired you to get started with it all? Why did you start the channel in the first place?
Well, I think because I didn't know anything at all, really. Apart from my dad having a woodyard, didn't actually watch him at work, but I did see them flip houses a lot. And when me and my husband had been renting for a while, one thing they'd always told me was don't do up somebody else's house, and rent is dead money. So I was looking for ages, found this property. It was the ugliest bungalow in a really nice area and it was cheap. And I was probably way too ambitious, but seeing my dad and my parents sweat over what they do, I taught myself on the absolute basics, filling walls, painting. So when it started to get really serious, like, oh, I need to learn how to do this, that and the other beyond basic things, that's when I thought, I'm going to have to look into YouTube videos. And because I spent hours and hours doing research, I thought, I'm going to put this back into YouTube and maybe it'll help other people. So I like the idea of saving money and passing on my knowledge to help somebody else save money and just inspire them to find out they've got a project in them that they don't realise.
I think you are very inspiring. It's the fact that I love your channel branding, being the Carpenter's daughter. I'm guessing that you probably learned a lot from your dad as well, especially with the format of your channel. No,
not really. I remember I've got early memories of me being a 2 or 3 year old. Sometimes my dad would bring home Christmas gifts and it'd be toolkits for kids, but they were real metal with wood. And I remember trying to saw a piece of wood thinking, oh my God, this is hard. And I'd just give up after about a minute. Admittedly, although I am called the Carpenter's daughter because I am, it took a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years, to actually delve into any kind of woodworking, where I'd go to my dad's woodyard and learn stuff. But right from the start, it was just basic renovations that wasn't anything to do with carpentry. I just think because I've seen my parents do things for themselves, it's more that that's what's inspired me to give things a go.
Well, you certainly know that there's going to be a huge amount of people out there that will be searching for those how-to videos on how to lay a patio, which you've done in the past, and like the step that you did as well. That was one of, I think, your best performing videos out there. How do you come up with that inspiration for ideas? Have you got a formula, or is it just based on, I need this?
The formula usually goes stress, procrastinate, and then hours and hours of looking for through other people's ideas. I don't want to copy people's ideas either, but what I'll do is I'll watch loads of videos to build my confidence. I'll have loads of questions in my head. If I do this, what could go wrong? And I'll put everything together and I'll start giving things a go. And sometimes I've even got a YouTube video in front of me just to follow somebody's methods. There's a lot of videos you think, oh, that looks fairly easy, but you don't know how it's going to go really until you actually physically do it and start building your confidence.
Is that kind of the way you would recommend people get into giving things like this a go for themselves? It's very hard, I think, for people watching YouTube videos and TV shows where people just make things and it flies together with no issues. I know that you like to touch on when things do go wrong and ways that you get round it. Is there a top tip that you could give someone if you want to have a go at DIY or making something for yourself? Try this first.
Yeah, I would say if you're nervous, start small. And you might think this small project is really piddly and really silly, but it all creates a compound effect if you do lots of little things and trying to improve. And then you come to a bigger project and you've tried all these little things broken down before on other projects, and then it just starts to go right. So yeah, start absolutely small, even if it is just doing a basic filling in a screw hole that's come loose, and just work your way up.
That's amazing, and thank you so much, Vikkie, for joining us here on Evolution Power Tools TV. It's been really inspirational hearing your story and hearing what you're getting up to in the future. If you haven't seen Vikkie's stuff before, make sure you check her out on The Carpenter's Daughter. She's on all the social medias, them linked in the description below. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Etsy as well, I think. You're going to want to check her out, so make sure you check those links and go and see what she's up to.